Good morning, family. Hope everyone's having a great week. I hope you're still producing fruit for God, for you know the book shall be opened. If you know what this piece of rock is, then you know where I'm at. That's called Diamond Head. So if you know where Diamond Head, you know I'm in Hawaii with a family. Just giving them a rest for all their work they've done and my kids have done, that they put in for their hard work at school. So this video really comes at a surprise because this is a dream video that I had at 5 o'clock in the morning on April 6th. And what I saw in my dream, show you a picture of this guy. This is a black horse and its rider. It's a all black rider with a black sword. The only thing really different in my dream was not so much spiky body armor. The sword was straight edged. It doesn't have any ripples in it, no ripples. And his helmet came to a point instead of 3 little spikes. And I could not tell if he wore a robe or a cape. So it's kind of just more like all this that came toward me for me to see. So I knew that this image was in the Bible, and so the dream started off like this. It started off that I was at a party that was all men, and they were celebrating their friend that was getting married, and for something that that the friend wanted to stop doing was to stop smoking weed for his spouse. And so they were celebrating that they could now take a pill to get high instead of smoke weed, so I guess his wife wouldn't know. I don't really know. I knew some of the guys, but I never were friends with them. These are high school people. And I knew one of the kids was popular because he was kind of bad. He was kind of he was just, kind of dirty mouth and just was known for being a mischief kid. And so I really didn't know any of them. And they made that known to me when they asked for everybody's name, and one of the guys said, "I'll talk to you later." Like he didn't know me. I was like, "I don't know you either. Why am I here?" And they were saying that they were celebrating some pills, like, I don't know, something like B11, something real short, like, a vitamin pill. But they called it like the B11 or something. And so while I'm walking around the house, we're all in the yard talking. Walking around the house, I see a battle in the heavens. It was nighttime, it wasn't daytime. And 3 stars were fighting. I know one of them was Satan because of the fury that he was going off. He was letting out some kind of atmospheric rays, or just looked like echoes that you could see ripple through the air, just rippling through the air. I knew that was Satan's fury coming against these 2. And we know stars are not always stars. Some of them are angels. Even Jesus says, "I am the morning star," and he will fall and come down to heaven and be the light of the world, so we do not need any more sun. So he is called the morning star, and we know Lucifer is called the day star. So if you see that morning star and it's so bright, that's who you think it is. No, I don't practice astrology, or I don't bow down to stars. He said I'm the morning star. And sometimes I see that star up there, sometimes I don't. But that star will come to the ground and be the light of the world as he reigns. But so as I see these 3 stars wrestle each other, and they're just lights moving around, It reminded me of the Bakersfield, California event. If you look that up, you know, so 2016 maybe, 5 years ago or so, you'll see what Elon Musk says is a SpaceX rocket launch. And of course he has commented that there's no duplicating of that SpaceX rocket launch, because you would need, if you ever looked at it, you would need some rockets that are like fidget spinners twirling around in the heavens going crazy, because that's what they did. And so rockets don't do that. They may separate, but they don't go separate, twirling around, fighting each other. Anyway, it looks pretty much like a rocket launch, but that's what I looked at as they fought. So as these stars break away, this black horse and this rider came toward me. Now this was a moonlight setting, so the moonlight I could see just enough of, but he was all dark. I mean, it was all black. Everything from his sword to the horse's feet were nothing but pitch black darkness. But I could see him as vivid as the outline of anything. And he came towards me. I thought, man, this sword was steady. He wasn't jumping with the horse. He was steady. And he came and he thrust his sword into this kid that I knew of in high school, and he turned pale white. He just turned pale white, like he took his soul or took his spirit or something. And so I said, I know of the black horse that has the pair of scales, but not the sword. So the pair of scales is this guy that's black. So let me read to the only spot that I know that I could read to is the 7 seals, on what seal we possibly could be in. And the seal is seal number 3. If this dream is an indication from God of what seal that he's about to break open, or that he has now broken open, it would be this one to me. When he opened the 3rd seal, I heard the 3rd living creature say, "Come." And I looked, and behold, a black horse, and its rider had a pair of scales in his hand. And I heard what seemed to be a voice in the midst of the 4 living creatures saying, "A quart of wheat for a denarius, and 3 quarts of barley for a denarius, and do not harm the oil and wine." So you're saying, are you sure you're on that seal? Well, the prices here in Hawaii are expensive. I mean, but they're still doable if both you're married, both of you work. But if you're a single parent, I mean, it can be rough on you. So I said, well, let me read the 1st and 2nd seal and see if this even makes any sense to be on the 3rd seal. Well, let's look at it, family. The 7 seals. This is Revelation 6, chapter 6, the 7 seals. Now I watched when the Lamb opened one of the 7 seals, and I heard one of the 4 living creatures say with a voice like a thunder, "Come." And I looked, and behold, a white horse, and its rider had a bow, and a crown was given to him. And he came out conquering and to conquer. When he opened the 2nd seal, so the first one is about conquering and to conquer. Okay. And when he opened the 2nd seal, I heard the 2nd living creature say, "Come." And out came another horse, bright red, and its rider was permitted to take peace from the earth, so that people should slay one another. And he was given a great sword. Now, that's the 2nd one. The black rider is the 3rd seal. So the 2nd one, to slay one another. Yes, I was like, yes. If anything I can see is people killing each other all the time, whether it be about whatever the accusation is, people are not, they're just straight up just taking each other's lives like nobody's business. That's why we see what we see on the news. And so take this what you may. If I'm in step with the Spirit, then maybe there's another video out there that has talked about this within the last so many days. God's very organized. He wouldn't reveal the black horse, 2 years before it was time to open a seal. So if I'm in step with the Spirit and I fear God, which I do, then this dream is from him. But like I said, he didn't have a pair of scales. He had a sword. But a lot of these riders have swords on here. And so maybe the price of food is going to go up, and that's going to cause the sword to come out and cause death to be stricken. So my encouraging word is to produce for God. There's so many promises when you reach out to the poor, or when you give praise to His name. Isn't God the one that searches heart and soul? He's the one that searches you all. So just repent, and just, tell someone you love to pray with them. When you say repent, they're gonna push you away. But you can put it in your prayer. We repent, God, and we give our whole heart to you. Jesus doesn't give Himself easily over to somebody, because He knows what's inside man. So you'll know when someone's ready and they are just tired of this world, and they really want the King over anything else. And and so even places like this could be a test for me. Even in the book of Job, he even mentions, God, if my heart was enticed by another woman, I deserve this. And he loved his wife straightforward, and that's the only eyes he looked upon, was his wife. So even a place like this, how many people get their heart enticed by a beautiful ocean and by a volcano? A lot. So I'm here just with my family, and I hope y'all get a vacation too with your family, and you get to enjoy some warm weather and some of God's beautiful plans. For all things were made by Him, through Him, for Him. Right? We're in His world. We're just living in it. You ever heard that expression when they come across a person that they think they're the boss? Jesus is the boss. For who is stronger than He? Right? This is His world. This is His ocean. This is His mountains. I'm just looking at His creation. Y'all have a blessed day. Leave me in the comments what you think about this black horse and its rider dream. And continue to produce fruit, family. Goodbye.